Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the counselor's office for a quick update react video for your beautiful faces. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. As always, here we are. We're back with some Destiny 2 news. Bungie has come out. That's right. Bungie has come out to acknowledge some of the issues that are in Onslaught right now, specifically the loot, the drop rates. Now, I covered what I thought about the drop rates in my review for Into the Lights. Check it out. It's on the channel. Trust me, there's some good stuff in there. And I do give a lot of praise. I think overall, Into the Light is a plus. But let's see what Bungie has to say. And I'm going to give you my criticisms at the end. We've been following feedback that there should be better incentives to stay in Onslaught for the full 50 waves, so teammates don't dip out after wave 10. We're adding 2 additional weapon rewards to Onslaught and buffing trophies of bravery drops to help address this. Change 1. A chance for 1 additional weapon to drop when you complete a wave. The drop chance will increase per wave until you get your weapon, and the drop will be guaranteed on wave 50. Change 2. A bonus weapon will also drop after you complete wave 50 in either difficulty. This change, along with the first, means that completing 50 waves will guarantee 2 additional weapons. We will also be increasing the number of trophies of bravery you receive from completing waves 40 and 50 on the Onslaught and wave 30, 40, and 50 on Legend. Our goal with these changes is to make sticking it out into the later waves feel more rewarding. We've also seen people ask if Shaq's vendor reputation will be able to be reset. Lord Shaq's vendor in the Hall of Champions was not meant to be reset, and any text stating a reset is available is a bug. We investigated adding resets, but it wasn't feasible at this time. One of our goals with adding the additional chance for a weapon to drop when completing an Onslaught wave, as detailed above, is to increase the total rewards earned, as you can no longer earn brave engrams from Shaxx after you hit his reputation cap. We are targeting an update next week to get these changes live in the game. And as you can see, some people are like, W, nice, good changes, great, thanks, unroll, big W. And here it is. I'm going to tell you, this is very mid to L level. This is such a L response, in my opinion. And here's why. You remember when Bungie announced, hey, weapons are going to be time gated, which again, I made a response again in my review, how time gating shouldn't exist because drop rates suck. And the drop rates of shiny weapons are also horrible. But I want you guys to look at this tweet from Bungie. And in the moment that people were outraged about time gating, they're like, no, don't worry, it's not going to be as bad as you think. And this is their quote. The weapon drop rates during Destiny 2 Into the Light will be among our highest in Destiny's history, even harkening back to the days of Season of Opulence. But the thing that matters here, highest in Destiny, that is a bold claim, Cotton. Let me ask you a real serious question. If this is supposed to be the highest rate among Destiny's history, the loot that we're getting, why do you feel compelled to fix things? Why is the community complaining? I don't know. If you look at the coil, I think the coil is 10 times more rewarding than anything we've had. But the fact that Bungie is fixing drop rates, or attempting to, tells me that this is a lie, because it's not as rewarding. It is not. Fundamentally, there are other things that are more rewarding in the game currently than this. This was a lie. I called it a scam because if you consider the activity completions, doing 50 waves up to 100, you get like a bunch of mini drops. But once you complete those on all characters, essentially the loot dries up. So if I'm looking at this based on the activity itself and not the bonus drops that you do for completing activity, it's a lie, almost scummy. Or sorry, you could almost say it's a lie. I think it's a lie. You could at least say it's scummy. It's very deceptive. Attuning a specific weapon, like, that's another thing. A lot of people were complaining about, like, okay, if the drop rates are going to be so bad, then make attunement guaranteed the weapon you're chasing. It makes no sense that it's time gated. So It's time gated, and you got limited time to get shinies with the god roll. You're not guaranteed to get the drop of the weapon you want. And it's not even guaranteed that if you do get the drop that you want and it's shiny, that you get the rolls that you want. There's a lot of reasons why there's replayability. Time gating doesn't need to be one of them. Soap opera about time gating over. But we're moving on to just how Bungie's being scummy. I'm not giving them a good job. Usually I would for listening to the community. But they literally told us before it came out this would be the most rewarding, and it's not. That was a lie. It is not rewarding. You don't have to fix something if it's already rewarding. You don't have to make something more rewarding if it's already rewarding. A chance for an additional weapon to drop. So this tells me that yes, it gets better and better the more you go. By the way, I want to point something out. People aren't really dipping out after wave 10 on normal because there's a playlist that does that. This is 100% legend. People are farming legend. People are not farming normal. If they are, they're doing the playlist, which is just 10 waves. People are dipping out on legend because they get 2 chests versus 1. Why? And it's a risk versus reward versus time. You can get 2 chests, which is the same equivalent to wave 20, 30, and 40. In legend, you get 1 more chest, but the risk and the effort that it takes to get to there is not justifiable of 1 extra weapon. So that's why people are farming, because it's not rewarding. Legend, this should have been focused, and it's an L because it's not focusing on legend. Legend itself should be rewarding. If you're a solid team, you're gonna breeze through legend. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I said it in my review, this review here, I said it. If you got a solid team, you're gonna breeze through it. When I did legend with some randos, we talked on comms, we had some bumps, but outside of that, it was okay. Even the boss rounds were easy. You just chill and hang out and play smart. As long as you're not all wiping, you're fine. I guess that might be elitist of me. I'm sorry, but there it is. But yes, the tuning, let's close that because I keep doing the wrong one. So this is just saying as you go through waves, you have an increased chance until you're guaranteed at 50. But you can just keep farming wave 10 and eventually you're just gonna get a bonus drop. Nothing says farming just to wave 10 is not going to get you this bonus. It's going to happen. It's going to be a nice little, ooh, cherry on top. A bonus weapon will drop after you complete wave 50 in either difficulty. Oh, so we get 1 more. So 2 guns. We get 2 on legend. Instead of 1, you get 2. You get 2. Technically 3 if you get the guaranteed. So you get a total of 1 chest, the bonus chest, the wave completion, and then the extra drop. So that's 4 drops. Or hear me out, instead of having to worry about 50 and failing, because remember, you don't get the 4 drops unless you even get to 50 and you beat 50. But you could just do 10 waves and get guaranteed 2. The time it takes to get to 50 is less than the runs you do for 10. Like that's the problem, right? There's no reason. It's the in between. It's not the end. It's the middle, right? I need a reason in the middle to give a crap about legend. Bonus. We will also increase the number of trophies of bravery you receive from completing 40 and 50, and then 30, 40, and 50. This sounds great. My problem with this, how much is it being increased? How much more are we getting out of this? If you're telling me instead of like 1 per round, you're getting 2 or 3, I need to be able to buy at least 3 or 4 weapons from doing 3 or 4, I would say even 5 weapons for doing a legend run. If I'm going to actually complete to beginning to the end, I need to be rewarded for the time and effort. Especially if you're going to make the statement that it's the most rewarding in Destiny's history. That is in not just Destiny 1, but Destiny 2 and everything we've ever had. That is the boldest statement, and that's their words, not mine. I'm going to hold them to it. Either you're going to say, sorry, we lied, or we're they're going to do it. Our goal with these changes is to make sticking out into later waves feel more rewarding, but it doesn't. There's no reason. Like a couple extra drops at the end. Now, if you're telling me that this right here, the trophies is significant, yeah, 30, 40, those are the middle parts I'm talking about. That's when I care. So if I'm getting some good trophy drops, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to farm those. At least a 30, I'm going to farm it, right? Just to see some extra. But if you're telling me it's not significant, people are still going to farm just the first 10 because it's easy. It's not, the time risk isn't there. Like if I get up to 47 and then we die on Legend, I don't get those extra 4 drops. Whereas all that time spent, I could just keep farming the first 10 sets and get guaranteed 2 chests. Easy breezy cover girl. Again, risk versus reward. If you're going to have high risk of not getting anything, the reward throughout needs to be better. Again, if you look at the coil, there's literally loot in between the segment encounters. You have an encounter, and you have your traveling encounter, your transversal, but there's bonus chest. Then you have loot. Then you have bonus chest, loot, bonus chest, loot, bonus chest. And then at the end, you have this whole room for getting platinum. You have this whole room full of chests, and you can even focus a weapon. For the love of God. I don't understand why. Listen, you may hate everything I say, but maybe we can agree on one thing. If you beat level 50, you should get a guaranteed drop of the weapon you attuned. If you got to wave 50, you beat it, you should be guaranteed at least a drop of a guaranteed weapon. Now, for the people who want more, I think if you beat wave 50, you should be guaranteed a drop of a shiny. Like it's an hour of your life, right? Let's think about it. It's about an hour of your life that you spent and effort you put in. It's not like, oh, it's not a handout because you literally spent an hour doing it. You spent time actually having to survive. And for most of the community, that is a task to do. I mean, I'm trying not to be elitist, but let's be honest. For a good portion of the community, they do struggle. I've run plenty of fire team runs with people on Legend. I got tired of fire team finder because I think it's a nightmare. So I went to Discord and I found a competent team. I think we can agree at least on a guaranteed weapon of attunement for wave 50. I think 30, 40, and 50 should be guaranteed. In my personal opinion, if you do 30, 40, 50 on Legend, it should be guaranteed. And it should, or here's another. Let me know if you agree with this one. At low 50, all 4 drops are exactly the weapons you attuned. Right? Not just one, but all 4. You're thinking 50, just let me know. Like, I know I'm trying to I'm not convincing people who are right with me, who say that this isn't rewarding. I'm more of just trying to see if we can get a middle ground for people who are just like, nah, we don't care. We want it rare. Like those really like people that you want to slap in the face because their personality is destiny and they want things to just be rare. Like I want rare things too. Like I want to put that out there. I do like rare things, but to the point where I feel like I have a better chance of finding a girlfriend than actually finding a shiny gun in a game. That's terrifying. I'm just saying, like, time, the most valuable currency we have in our life is time. And if I spend an hour of my life and I don't get anything shiny, it's bad. I think if you spend, especially Legend, if you spend an hour of your life beating Legend, you should be guaranteed a shiny. That's my thought. You can disagree, you can agree. I actually don't honestly care because, I mean, I'm still grinding for shinies anyway. So it's not changing the bomb dollar for me because I'm still doing it, but I'm going to give my 2 cents out there. Our goal of the change is sticking out. Yeah, people aren't going to do that. We've also seen people ask about Shaq's. Why? We tried experimenting. Why is it so hard to make Shaq's resettable when he is literally already in the game? He already has his own reputation for the Crucible and you can reset it. How hard is it to do that? Hell, every season so far, we've gotten a vendor who has reputation. So why is it so magically like, oh, you want to know why? Because then they would have to put more loot in it, and they would have to give you more trophies, and you would have more access to loot conspiracy hat, and more loot means more drops, which means you're not going to play as much. That's completely conspiracy thoughts. One of our goals is with adding additional chance for a weapon to drop when completing Onslaught wave, as detailed, is to increase the total rewards earned, as you can no longer earn brave engrams from shacks. Yeah, this is bad. I don't know. I think people who are praising Bungie are delusional, mostly because Bungie made that statement that this is going to be the most rewarding, and it's not, because if it was, you wouldn't have to change it. It's obviously deceitful / a lie. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. You can't just make a bold freaking statement and then, oh, sorry, we have to fix this. The community's not happy. Well, we weren't happy about time gating. And just like the time gating was a half-ass change, this is a half-ass change. And I'm not going to sit there and give them praise. Again, I'm glad that they're putting a foot forward, but they're like doing half a foot. They're not really listening to the community. Why? Because they're getting numbers. Like, let's look. Steam chart Destiny. Let's look at the numbers. We'll end this on the numbers. This is why. This is why they're making it hard to get loot. Because they're getting people to play. Look at this. Look at this. That's why. They want people to stick around. So they're going to do things half-ass, because if they made things really fair and worth your time, they wouldn't have probably this much numbers, because people would leave sooner. And this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep you. That's it. That's my thought. I'm out of here. I'm Mr. Gaming Counselor. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. What do you think? What would you think is the best way to be the most rewarding for the most people, that is fair for legend and all that stuff? Like, what did you think? Like, let's be honest. Let's have a conversation, right? I'm not going to sit there and try to insult you for having an opinion based on like what you could do. Now, if you're a doorknob, then, you know, I'm probably going to call you out. But if you're coming with a sincere, like, here's a plan we could do. This is what they could do. Lay it out. Tell me what you think. Seriously, I'm all for conversations. Some of you guys have great ideas and thoughts about what we could do, and I'm just interested. So I know I called some people out, and you're probably a little seething a little bit, but let's be honest. It's a game, and our personalities shouldn't be based on a game. Unless you're a famous YouTuber who has millions and millions of dollars, and that's why it's your personality. And it makes sense. But for me, I'm just a counselor, so I'm not going to let one game define my whole identity. As always, don't forget to be the best version of yourself, and game out. Hoorah.